Spanish accents in the classroom. Teachers, I had a teacher in high school, Dr. Chu, Spanish accent, very brilliant teacher. What are you going to do with Spanish accents?
Well, there's a proposal by our Superintendent of Public Instruction, I agree. It's not just Spanish accent. Let's get it straight. These are folks who are illiterate on the English language, teaching our children.
Well, they should have certificates. How do they get a certificate to teach in Arizona if they're illiterate? How do they do that?
It's a good question.
You know, this is absurd. It's ridiculous. First of all, I challenge that they are illiterate. I challenge that we are giving teaching certificates to anybody who is illiterate.
I don't even think we should. I think we're entering into a false. It's a false choice. We shouldn't even be debating it. They're not illiterate.
Yeah. Okay. We're not debating it. I was just saying that I wanted to be on the record as saying that I don't believe him here.
Yeah, I don't believe him in anything he says. He thinks that the Holocaust is false, and he's a Jew hater.
Yeah, the Jewish Holocaust is false.
I'm sorry, you're right. The other Holocaust, he's down with them.
Some teachers, like Christina Parsons in Tucson, believe they're being targeted by the Arizona Department of Education because they have accents. A state monitor came into your class.
Yes.
They audited you.
Yes. They just walked in the middle of class.
Parsons, who
Get
was
some
born
subtitles.
in Brazil,
Stop it right there.
We have some subtitles.
Yeah. What did she say?
I have no idea.
Something about class. I heard the end of it. I heard class.
Well, that wasn't in America. Where was that shot?
I don't know. I don't know, but I couldn't understand a word she said. All right, keep going.
ELL, English Language Learners, for more than 20 years. She has 2 university degrees. This is the first time she's been audited, and she resents the extra scrutiny.
You could have a PhD and be a bad teacher.
State School Superintendent Tom Horne says as part of No Child Left Behind, he's been monitoring ELL teachers for bad grammar and mispronounced words for the past 8 years. Are you going after one particular accent?
We're not going after any accents, including Spanish accents. It has to be faulty English. If students are being taught English and they're going to refer to a comma as a comma, people are going to misunderstand them.
English professor Roseanne Gonzalez disagrees, saying studies actually show that non-native speakers make better English teachers. Horne's critics say he's going after immigrant teachers.
Obviously.
It's totally idiotic. I grew up in a house where my parents spoke Polish, and they certainly spoke English with a heavy accent.
But here you are, superintendent.
Right.
So it didn't hurt you.
No, but my teachers spoke proficient English.
That was really great.
Yeah, Thelma Gutierrez, good work there.
This is about people learning English from people who are speaking English and seemingly speaking it properly. And it's about this guy, this Tom Horne, who is, just an ass going after people because he's a racist. I mean, this is racism in
its purest form, and its most dangerous form because he's in charge of children. And isn't it sort of, and again, this is ridiculous, but isn't it important? If it's so frickin' important to these guys to teach kids English, and I think we all agree with that. Yeah. It is, because we want these kids to succeed. Shouldn't someone who also speaks their language teach them English? Yeah. So that when they get stuff wrong, you can explain it to them?
No, that's exactly right. I mean, yeah.
What's wrong with, how not obvious is that? I mean, if your goal is to teach these kids to succeed, so that they continue on, so that they finish high school, so that they hopefully go to college, so they get jobs, and they work in the economy, and they spend money, and they keep things growing, so that we don't get stagnant, and we don't have Arizona with a bunch of kids who drop out of school at 13, 14, 15, 16 years old. They need to speak English, and we need to do whatever it is to make sure that that happens.
Yeah. It would be great to actually to put a teacher with an English accent in a school there who spoke, improperly, and see if they sort of audited him and kicked that teacher out.
Oh yeah, right. Right.
A white person, right? And we don't. Let's go. I ain't going to do this anymore. It's just like, well, all right.
Yeah. Bollocks.